Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. I hope you are in good condition. I'm Reski Nopadilla, one of the members of Group 1. I'm the first speaker in our group, and the title of the material we present is How to Teach Writing. In the material How to Teach Writing, there are several important points. On this occasion, I'll explain the first point is research on second language writing. Here is a brief look at some of those issues that are composing versus writing, process versus project, contrastive rhetoric, differences between 11 and 12 writing, authenticity, and the role of the teacher. Talking about composing versus writing, a simplistic view of writing would assume that written language is simply a graphical representation of another language, and that written performance is very similar to written performance. The only difference being that the graphic rather than the auditory signal. Next, process versus project. The first, helping writers to understand their own writing process. The second, help them to build report strategies for rewriting, compiling, and rewriting. And the third, placing a central importance on the revisions process. Next, contrastive rhetoric. So, English learners carry certain tendencies that come from their mother tongue. About how to organize their writing. Next, differences between 11 and 12 writing. The difference is that the writers do less planning and they are less fluent or use fewer words, are less accurate and less effective in setting goals and organizing material. Differences in using proper grammatical and rhetorical and lexical conventions. Next, authenticity. Writing is a lifestyle to express yourself in writing. And the last is the role of the teacher. As a facilitator, the teacher provides guidance in helping students to get involved in the thought process of composing, but with the spirit of respecting all the opinions of students, they cannot force their own thoughts on students' writing. Okay, the next point will be explained by our partner.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya dari kelompok 6 akan membawakan sedikit menjelaskan materi kedua, yaitu types of writing. 1. Does not depend on condition, situation, intellectual. 2. Does not depend on condition, situation, in space and time. 3. Must pay attention to grammatic element. 4. Go slowly. 5. Unresolved accessibility device. 6. Error cannot be corrected immediately. 7. Cannot be helped by gesture and facial expression, only helped by foundation. An example of writing style is elaborated in that book.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Selvi Elva. I will explain about the material characteristic of written language, a writer view. Number 1, permanent. Once something is written down and delivered in its final form to its intended audience, the writer abdicates time power. Number 2, production time. The good news is that given appropriate exercise of time, a writer can indeed become a good writer by developing efficient process for achieving the final product. Number 2, distance. One of the toughest problems writers face is anticipation their audience. That anticipation ranges from general audience characteristic to how specific words, phrases, sentence, and paragraph will be interpreted. Number Number 4, everything from simple greetings to extremely complex ideas is captured through the manipulation of a few dozen letters and other written symbols. Number 5, complexity. In the previous chapter, the complexity of written as opposite to spoken language was illustrated. Number 6, vocabulary. As we noted in chapter 18, written language places a heavier demand on vocabulary use than the speaking. Good readers will learn to take advantage of the richness of English vocabulary. Number 7, formality. Whether a student is filling out a questionnaire or writing a full-blown essay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dimatul Ulal Adawiyah from Group 6 and I'm the next speakers for the material how to teach writing. This material micro skills for writing. These macro skills for writing production. The first, product grammars and orthographic pattern in English. And the second, to product writing is an efficient speed according to the purpose. And the third, to express certain meanings in different grammatical forms. And the fourth, use cohesive device in writing discourse. And the last, use rhetorical forms and conventions of writing discourse. Next slide, types or performance of writing class. The 5 main categories of writing performance are: the first, images or written. Decision usually involves such a teacher reading a short paragraph once or twice as a normal piece. Jarring back students write down exactly what they hear. The second, intensive or control. Common form of control writing is to present a paragraph to student in which they must change or present tense verbs to the past tense. And the third, self-writing. The most prominent example of this category in the classroom is note taking, where students take notes during lecture for the purpose of recall later. Other note taking can be done at the edge of books and page of paper, diaries, or journal writing also fall into this category. And the fourth, writing display. The writing in the context of the school curriculum is the lifestyle of language students. Short answer, exercise, exam, essay, event research, report will involve display element. And the last, real writing. The two categories of real writing and drama writing are actually two ends of the continuum, and between to the extremes there are some combination of display and visual writing.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Reski Awarlia. I'm from Group 6. In here, I'm the last speaker. My material is Principle for Designing Writing Technique. Principle for Designing Writing Technique have 6 points. Point A is incorporate practice of good writers. Point B is balance process and product. Point C is account for culture or literary backgrounds. Point D is connect reading and writing. Point E, provide as much authentic writing as possible. And the last point is frame your technique in terms of pre-writing writing stage. Thank you for the attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.